So in this video, I want to talk about conflict resolution skills that we particularly want to develop with students to help them learn how to resolve conflicts. And of course, these are many of the same skills that you've probably focused on making friends and being a good friend, but you still want to emphasize them over and over again. So the first one is active listening. And certainly if you're trying to resolve a conflict, if you're not taking the time to actively listen to the person who is sharing their point of view or their emotions or what the problem is for them, then there is not going to be progress in resolving a conflict. So active listening certainly means listening without interrupting, and it also means taking the time to understand another person's point of view. The second skill, of course, is empathy. And this comes up over and over again, but in this particular situation, you want to be able to recognize and respect the feelings of others. And that's certainly what empathy is all about, certainly through recognizing and respecting your own feelings. That's certainly part of developing an empathetic nature. The third skill is clear communication. So helping students to express what they're thinking, what they're feeling clearly without a lot of blaming or any of those sorts of things that are going to result in an inability to resolve a conflict. So learning how to clearly communicate what they want to say, but keeping it very objective and not involving a blaming sort of situation. The next is, of course, problem solving and helping students recognize that this is a problem, but there are particular steps that they can use to resolve the problem, just like any time when they assess a problem and then try and think of different ways to resolve a problem. Conflict is much the same sort of thing. So they need to agree that in this sort of situation, they are willing to work together, that they're willing to work toward finding a solution that is agreeable to both parties. And then finally, there is the skill of emotional regulation, because certainly if a person is not able to regulate and tone down their own emotions, those feelings are going to get in the way of any kind of resolution. It's going to get in the way of active listening. It's going to get in the way of communication. So learning how to manage your own emotions at all times, but certainly during a conflict with another person, is going to be really key. So those are the 5 skills that are important in learning how to resolve a conflict. And of course, that makes conflict resolution very complex, which is why adults as well as children have difficulty with resolving conflicts. But we can begin young and helping students learn how to do this. In my next video, I will be talking about some activities that you can do to focus on some of these skills that are necessary for conflict resolution. So I'm Lynn Watts with whyatthewonderdog.com, and thanks so much for listening.